Hi everyone, welcome to NetGate Chemistry. So today we are going to solve some of the previous year questions of GATE exams from the chemical bonding section. So the first question asked is the hybridization of atomic orbitals of nitrogen in NO2 positive, NO3 negative and NH4 positive are. So basically we have to find out the hybridization of nitrogen in each of these three molecules. So for that we should know the structure of the molecule. So starting out with the first molecule, which is NO2 positive. Here nitrogen is going to be the central atom. Nitrogen has 5 electrons in the valence shell. Now if I want to get this positive charge onto this nitrogen, then what I have to do is I simply have to remove one electron and introduce this positive charge. Now this nitrogen is attached with two oxygens. Oxygen is bivalent, so it will be attached like this, right? So NO2 is having linear shape and the hybridization will be sp, right? So first molecule hybridization is sp, so options C and D will be cancelled out. So if we discuss the case of NO3 negative, then you know it will be like this: O negative and one positive charge on the nitrogen. That we all know. Now we have practiced enough, so we know we can make the structure directly now. So here the hybridization is sp2, steric number is 3, so hybridization is sp2. So out of A and B, this one is having sp2 hybridization for NO3 negative, so definitely answer is going to be option B, but for practice purpose we are going to solve for NH4 positive also. NH4 positive will be having nitrogen 5 electrons. Will introduce positive charge on the nitrogen by removing one electron. 4 hydrogens will be attached like this. This structure is similar to the structure of methane. Just like methane, NH4 positive is there, right? Because carbon is isolobal to N positive. Both are having 4 electrons in the valence shell. So structure of NH4 positive is just like CH4 and hybridization will be sp3. So correct option is option B, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. So the next question says that among the following species identify the isostructural pairs. So basically these are the species given to us and we have to find out the structures, and then we'll find out which of these are isostructural to each other. So first we'll start with NF3. This is just like ammonia molecule. Now we have practiced enough, so we know that it will be like this, right? One lone pair present on this nitrogen and 3 fluorines like this, because nitrogen is having 5 electrons in the valence shell, out of which 3 will be used for bonding with fluorine and one lone pair will be present. So the structural will be pyramidal. Now if you look at the structure of H3O positive, then it is just like the structure of NF3 here. It is isostructural with NF3. Here oxygen is present like this. Oxygen is having 6 electrons in the valence shell, but if we want to introduce positive charge on this oxygen, then we have to remove one electron and introduce the positive charge. Now this oxygen is attached with 3 hydrogens and there is one lone pair present. So just like NF3, OH3 positive is having pyramidal shape. So definitely NF3 and H3O positive are isostructural with each other. So if we look at the option, then this one is having NF3 and H3O positive and this one is having NF3 and H3O positive. Remaining two options will be cancelled out. Now moving on to the NO3 negative. here what happens, nitrogen will be the central atom having 5 electrons in the valence shell. So now if we want to introduce this negative charge onto this nitrogen, then we just have to introduce one electron with this negative charge. Now we all know the structure of NO3 negative, we have discussed it here, right? It is having steric number 3, sp2 hybridization of this nitrogen, and here it is trigonal planar. Here we can see that it is trigonal planar. So simply I am writing it is trigonal planar, right? Now here initially I introduced the negative charge, but you will be knowing that nitrogen is electronegative in nature and it will always transfer the electrons. So we are not going into that detail. We have discussed the structure of NO3 negative here, and the structure is just like this, and it is trigonal planar. Now if we look at the structure of BF3, then boron is having 3 electrons in the valence shell, and these will be attached with 3 fluorines like this. It is also having trigonal planar structure. So NO3 negative and BF3 are isostructural. So out of these two options, this one is having NO3 and BF3, sorry, NO3 negative and BF3. So definitely correct option is option C, but we'll look for the structure of N3H also. N3H is nothing but N3 negative. We know the structure of N3 negative is linear like this. This we have discussed earlier also. It is linear. So none of them are isostructural with N3H or N3 negative. So I hope this one is clear, that NO3 negative is having trigonal planar structure. This we are studying from the very beginning. And BF3 is also having trigonal planar structure. These two are isostructural, and N3 negative is not isostructural with any of these species. So the correct option is option C. So now we'll move on to the next question. So the next question says that which of the following contain maximum number of lone pairs on the central atom. So these are the 4 options given. So we have to basically find out the structures of the molecule. From the structures we can find out how many number of lone pairs are present on each of these molecules. So starting with the first molecule, which is ClO3 negative. Here chlorine is going to be the central atom. It is a halogen, so it will be having 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now if we want to introduce this negative charge onto this chlorine, then we have to introduce 1 electron with this negative charge. Now what happens here is that we have to attach 3 oxygens with this chlorine, but oxygen is more electronegative than chlorine. So what happens, this negative charge does not remain on this chlorine, so we cannot add this electron to the chlorine. So now what we do is, first we'll attach 1 oxygen like this, other oxygen like this because it is bivalent, and the third oxygen, because it is having 1 electron left, so third oxygen will be singly bonded like this along with the negative charge here, right? So after this what happens is, okay, there are 2 more electrons because it is having 7 electrons in the valence shell, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So 2 oxygens are attached doubly bonded, 1 oxygen is attached like this singly bonded along with the negative charge, and 2 electrons are present as lone pairs. So what happens, see, partial lone pair we can make here if we want to give negative charge onto this chlorine, but partial lone pairs are not very stable. So if we can make a full lone pair on this central atom, then we are going to make a full lone pair. So that's why what we have done is we have introduced negative charge here and 1 lone pair on this chlorine. That's why we have not introduced this negative charge onto this chlorine. So now this is the rough structure of ClO3 negative. Here there is 1 lone pair present. Just like the case of NO3 negative, which we have discussed earlier, initially I was giving negative charge onto the nitrogen, but after that we saw that the structure of NO3 negative there was like this. NO3 negative was N double bond O, O negative, and nitrogen positive. We were not able to make the structure of NO3 negative after giving negative charge onto this nitrogen, right? So what we did was we introduced two negative charges on these two oxygens, and we gave positive charge onto this nitrogen in order to make NO3 negative molecule. Similarly, for ClO3 negative, what we have done is we are not making partial lone pair on this chlorine. What we are doing is we are introducing negative charge on one of the oxygens, and then we are making one lone pair on this central atom, right? So I hope this one is clear now. Now we'll move on to the XeF4. XeF4, xenon will be the central atom having 8 electrons in the valence shell. It is attached with 4 fluorines. We just have to make the rough structure because we just have to find the number of lone pairs. We are not going into the geometries. So 4 fluorines will be attached like this. It is having 2 lone pairs. First one is having 1 and second is having 2 lone pairs. Third is SF4. So sulfur belongs to oxygen family, so it will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 electrons. Now it is attached with 4 fluorines which are univalent, so it will be attached like this. So it is having 1 lone pair. Now the fourth molecule is I3 negative. Here iodine is present like this. Iodine is the central atom. It is a halogen, so it will be having 7 electrons in the valence shell. So in order to introduce negative charge, we have to introduce 1 electron here along with the negative charge. So now this iodine is attached with 2 more iodines like this and having 3 lone pairs. So this is the rough structure. This is not the shape or geometry of the molecule in each of these cases. We are just drawing the rough structures. So we are not going into the proper orientation of these molecules. We are just making rough structures in order to find out just the lone pairs. So first one is having 1, second is having 2, third is having 1 and fourth is having 3 lone pairs. So fourth one is having maximum number of lone pairs. So the correct option is option D. Okay, so I think so far that's it for this video, and thank you so much for watching.